Hello, everybody. This is the final match of the MST Group 11, and here, surprisingly, we're going to see Jaedong, and he's going to be fighting for his MSL life against Skyhigh, who is a hungry new player on CJ Antis, hungry because he's been smoking pot for the last 24 hours, and he's got the munchies. But Jaedong, of course, the original legend killer. I don't know. I mean, he lost to Kanata in a very long game in the third game, and he beat Skyhigh in the first game, so I do expect him to win this. This is on Athena 2. It's a fairly balanced map statistically, but, anything can happen in StarCraft. Skyhigh could go for some kind of cheese. Jaedong can overextend himself, maybe go too creative, maybe use too many queens. It's possible, because that build isn't, really tried and true just yet, and he could certainly lose this.
Yeah, I think Jaedong has a lot that he's got on the line right here. And Skyhigh, he's got nothing on the line. He's never, I don't know, he's maybe gotten this far before, maybe a little bit further. I don't know his exact record, but he's got a lot to win from this, and Jaedong has only got a lot to lose. I mean, obviously Jaedong, a previous MSL champion, he's got his name on the line, of course, his record, his reputation, and he's going to do the best he can to win this. So I don't think we're going to see any cheese coming from Jaedong, of course. I think that we have the potential of seeing it come from Skyhigh. I just hope that Jaedong is wise to it, and as long as he gets a good scout in and does a somewhat safe build, he'll be okay. But at the same time, Jaedong, I think he loves to go for that 12-hatch opening regardless, and that's why we've seen him fall to his knees before because of that. And we'll have to see if he adapts his play at all early on. Right now, it's a little early to tell what's going on, but they are playing on Athena 2, which is a very even map between Terran and Zerg. So I don't
what's
think
going
that
on here?
Player, yeah, 8 racks. No, maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing 8
it
racks.
looks like it. Definitely.
But I don't know if that's going to hurt Jaedong too much. He has dealt with this a lot in the past, so he should be used to it. We'll have to see what happens, though.
Yeah, and I don't know if the SCV is going to plant there. It is going to plant the 8-Rex. It's kind of in a forward position, although it's not that much of a benefit, because it's better if Jaedong was at the 6 o'clock position, that forward Rex would be a lot more potent. But as it is, he's put in a position that's not that great to attack the main base, so we'll see how the timing works here. Although Athena isn't a map that has very long cross-position distances, so anyway, it looks like Jaedong is going to build at least 12 drones. Most likely he is going to go for the 12 hatchery, because it doesn't look like he's sent out a drone scout or anything, so he doesn't have any reason not to go for it, to be honest. Skyhigh actually is in the round of 8 of the GOM TV Intel Classic, so actually he has gone pretty darn far in a major Star League, although, yeah, I don't know if he's gone very far in the OSL or MSL. No, Jaedong actually is going for the 12 pool. Nice precognition from Jaedong. He knows he can take a little bit of economic disadvantage in the beginning if indeed Skyhigh is going for a standard build. He doesn't want to lose to a bunker rush, which is exactly what Skyhigh is attempting here.
Yeah, I think this is a brilliant move by Jaedong. It looks like he's going to plant that hatch soon. No, he sees the SCV there, and he actually delays that hatchery, which I think is a good idea. He's going to have Lings out in the very near future. He's also heading out with drones. I don't know if he's looking to intercept or just take out that bunker. 2 SCVs there. It looks like he's got plenty of time to take out those building SCVs and not have to deal with the Marines for a while. And I think he's going to be able to take out that bunker before that Marine even gets anywhere near him. And he's going to lose a couple of drones, though. He's got to be a little more careful here. Although he gets a good surround. No, he actually goes back and he goes back to attack that SCV, and now that SCV very damaged and very low health. And the SCV goes down. That bunker's not going to get completed. He is very safe at this point. 6 Lings coming out this way, and he's going to be in a great position to both kill that bunker, destroy, and try to do some economic harassment in the base. And now he's actually got an Overlord in his base. He's going to send all of his Lings in that direction, and another barracks going down. So not a quick expansion from Skyhigh quite yet. He knows that he's got to get some defense up, and Jaedong going to try to do as much damage as he can here while a couple of SCVs come to block the ramp. A bunch of SCVs go in to block the ramp. Skyhigh, as long as he gets those Marines up, he's going to be safe, but it's going to be close. And no, he does manage to get it up, so he is going to be able to hold this off.
Jaedong taking advantage of And picking off another SCV. That's three SCVs down for Skyhigh. Meanwhile, Jaedong's gone for a two hatch lair here. This is a smart move. Although Skyhigh still has a chance. He's going for a 2-Rex build here, and he's got his academy going down right now. So he is going to go for that 2-Rex Medic Marine push, and it's going to be very strong against two hatches because Jaedong doesn't have the excess drones and the minerals to build a lot of sunken colonies. So it could be a very close game. On the other hand, if Jaedong manages to get his tier 2 units out, whether they be lurkers or most likely Mutalisks, we're going to see Skyhigh in a ton of trouble because similarly for him, he doesn't have the resources to build a lot of turrets, and he's going to have to pretty much play a one-base game here. I don't know how much practice he has playing a one-base game. Some players, like Boxer, for example, have pretty much spent their entire careers playing one-base Terran versus Zerg, so they're very good at it, very good at
Yeah.
adapting or going for fast tech or going for any kind of builds. But Skyhigh's a modern Terran. Modern Terrans generally play for the fast expand. Looks like we are going to see a Spire going down for Jaedong, and the SCV trying to get there. I don't think Jaedong's going to allow it to get there though. So pretty much dead on health here. Notice that in the game against Kanata tried to do the same thing against Jaedong, tried to go for the bunker rush, and Jaedong also held it off. Although I think he lost at least one more drone. I don't think he was as successful in that game as he was in this one. Anyway, though, we are seeing a Medic Marine build, of course, which is different from what Kanata did. He went metal, and I think Jaedong should be able to deal with this, barring any major mistakes, because this is really the bread and butter. And oh, Jaedong leaving some speedlings there at the top. He's waiting for these Marines to show themselves and to leave. He's going to try to run in, but two fire bats there just in time. Nice work, nice anticipation by Skyhigh.
Yeah, I actually thought that Jaedong was going to be able to get in there, but yeah, you're right. Skyhigh doing a perfect job of just holding that off at the perfect timing. He's going to have, I think, enough defense here to take this out without much of an issue. He's got plenty of links, and he'll have two Sunkens up in about, I don't know, 5 seconds or so. He's going to get that Spire up. I'm really looking forward to this Muta play that we're going to see here very shortly. I think that he's going to be able to do a lot of damage here. It looks like Skyhigh a little heavy on fire bats. I don't know if he's expecting a ton of links here or what, but oh, Jaedong may actually get a surround on those Marines though, but no, for whatever reason, Jaedong is deciding to not engage those Marines. I think he could have got a very good surround on him with that number of links, and it looks like, oh, but now the fire bats are out, and he's going to have to back off, and Jaedong probably going to get another couple of Sunkens up as well, and now, oh, the Spire has been scouted from Skyhigh, so we'll have to see if Skyhigh has an eBay yet. I don't know if he does, and I'm sure he's going to... Oh, but a couple of leagues getting in. They're going to be able to scout exactly what's going on here. Looks like they're attacking Marines, though. Jaedong barely saving the last one. He's going to see that the eBay is just going down now, and if Jaedong is quick with his Muta, he may be able to get over there and do some damage early on before there are many turrets up in the base of Skyhigh, and there are the Muta. He's heading straight over there, it looks like. I hope he avoids all of the units in the middle of the map and goes straight to the base of Skyhigh, because I think that's where he'll do the most damage, but he's got to watch out with his links, and he does. Jaedong on top of his game right now, not making many mistakes as of yet. Skyhigh making a couple, but not far behind at this point. I think as long as he can hold off this Muta attack, he'll be okay as well. And Jaedong, he's got to get another Sunken down. There's too many Marines out there. If he were to push forward, he'd be in a lot of trouble. So Jaedong getting another Sunken down and continuing to pump Marines at this point, and continuing to pump Muta as well for Jaedong. So Jaedong, unfortunately, I think he's making the wrong decision here, engaging in the middle of the field. He's got to get over there. He knows there's no eBay up, but by now turrets are certainly going up, and that's going to slow Jaedong's attack down a lot. Actually, no, eBay just finishing, and I still don't see any turrets, so Jaedong may be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I mean, both players are just, they have to play a very delicate game here because Jaedong actually, I don't think he has enough just with the Zerglings and the Sunken colonies to defend against that large Medic Marine force in the middle. So that's why he's had to, I think, dance around the middle there just to try to keep those Medic Marine back so they don't force a decisive battle on those Sunkens before all three Sunkens went up. Anyway, Jaedong looks like he's going to build another hatch inside his base and go for a Hydralisk den, so he's going to switch over to Lurkers, which is still okay because right now he's fine on 2 bases. If he gets 3 hatcheries up and has 2 bases fully mining, he's actually ahead of Skyhigh. Skyhigh only at 1 base, of course. And the longer the game goes, the more Jaedong is going to have the advantage. Although he needs to definitely prevent that expansion from going up. Second gas is not even up yet. Jaedong, of course, with a 2-hatch build, is rather behind on drones compared to what he would be if he went for a standard 3-hatch. Jaedong trying to intercept here, but Skyhigh so far doing a very good job with his Medic Marines. He's got a very large group of Medic Marines at this point, and he's got 2 turrets up in his base. Not that many, but should be enough to prevent several Mutalisks from doing a good harassment. not necessarily 11, but 8 or something would take a lot of damage. But anyway, Jaedong still needs to worry about this large force in the middle. He's going mass sunken colonies. That's a smart move there. As long as he can delay, pretty much he has this game. If he can't delay this large group, of course he will lose this game instantly, especially if they go in and he's forced to commit his Mutalisks. Even if that force goes down, but if they take down all the Mutalisks, that will be a fair trade for Skyhigh, because then Jaedong will have lost more resources than Skyhigh. And it looks like Skyhigh might be setting up for that sunken break just now.
Yeah, and I think Jaedong is being a little overzealous with his Muta. He's just got to keep making them show up on the little mini map of Skyhigh, and I think he'll be doing his job of delaying. He is picking off Marines where he can here and there, and that's definitely a good thing. But at the same time, he cannot afford to lose any of his Muta at this point in the game. I think he really needs to keep them all, and he is doing a pretty good job though of just picking off a couple of Marines here and there. So I'm going to retract that last statement. It looks like Hydras are out. He's going to be morphing them into lurkers very soon, and at this point, if he can get lurkers out, he's going to be very comfortable. I think he's got to keep checking out the expansion area. Oh, it looks like he's sending a drone out too for another expansion. It looks like it's going to get out before it can be spotted, and now Jaedong is attacking the economy of Skyhigh, which again is exactly what he needs to be doing, and he's going to take out a lot of SCVs, but now it looks like we're going to see a sunken break coming over here. Lurkers just morphing just in time, though. There's lurkers coming down, and that's totally going to slow down this. This attack is going to be repelled, and Jaedong in a very good position to deal with this. Firebat's not going to be able to do any damage to these Sunkens. Moving in, those lurkers just taking out a ton of Marines along with the Sunkens. Jaedong in a great position, backing off from the economy harassment, but if he goes back out and do that, he won't have any issue holding his base because of the 4 or 5, I don't know how many lurkers he has there, but he's got plenty to deal with this, and just going to keep picking off some SCVs at this point, which is exactly what he needs to be doing.
Yeah, this is a great timing from Jaedong. Also, a little bit of a delay there from Skyhigh. I think he just panicked a little bit. He threw his forces in when he saw the lurker eggs out already, and you can't do that. I mean, lurker eggs, when they're there, they don't take that much time to hatch, and he was just a little bit late. 30 seconds earlier, and he could have actually broken through, which would have been possibly a very different game at this point then. But he only moved out when he saw that the Mutalisks were in his base, and he said, "Oh my God, I need to move out now because I'm completely undefended in my base." Looks like 4 lurkers for Jaedong, but that's enough to deal with that medic marine force with a couple of zerglings. Lurkers are just brutal against medic marines, especially unupgraded and unassisted as they are right now. Not even that many scans actually for Skyhigh, so he has to conserve those scans. Of course, he only has 1 base, and in fact, we might see Jaedong going for a squeeze here. He might just decide to take out this medic marine group before it gets reinforced. That would certainly be a possibility for him. Meanwhile, he's also got a Queen's Nest inside his base, so thinking about going for the Hive Tech. Also, Jaedong looks like he's going to try to push out with a couple of lurkers here. He needs to be careful there. Good retreat there by his lurkers. He doesn't want to get them isolated and picked off. He's going for Hive off of 2 bases, which is okay because of the fact that Skyhigh is only now getting his expansion. Jaedong might still shut it down.
This is awesome, man. I think we may see Queen play again from Jaedong, which I would love. I think you would too. And it looks like he's going to keep picking off some. He's going to keep picking off some SCVs and some Marines around the base of Skyhigh, which again, always good stuff to do. If he can take out a bunch of SCVs without losing any Muta, he'll be in really good shape and continue to delay this. And look at this double-pronged attack he's got going over here. He's going to break out of his base at this point with those lurkers, taking out a few more Marines. I don't know if he lost any lurkers there. Maybe a couple of lings. It's hard to see. And I don't think he lost any. And a couple of lings getting out around the side of Skyhigh. So now Skyhigh, he's in danger of being pincered a little bit here between Mutaling and Lurkerling in the front. It looks like Jaedong trying to squeeze a few more lings there. It's not going to happen, though. And those lurkers slowly pushing and continuing to just take out Marines and medics as they are wandering too close to the lurkers. And at this point, Jaedong is about to break out of his base and certainly going to have defilers in the very near future, I think. Although it depends. I mean, if he goes too gas, catching a bunch of Marines out in the open here. Although, loses all of his units there. That's going to hurt Jaedong a bit. He lost, I think, maybe 4 or 5 Muta there.
Yeah,
and a control group of Lings. So now Jaedong just down to his Lurker and Ling force, although he does have that new expansion there, which is good. And that's going to help him get back into this game, or continue to stay ahead economically now that that second base is up and running. And there is the Defiler's Mound.
Yeah, I mean, Jaedong just right now pushing forward, wants to make sure that Skyhigh doesn't have the opportunity to take out that new base at the lower right. He's doing a very good job, but I gotta commend Skyhigh here. Did you see that? He made Jaedong spend at least 2 minutes pushing himself out when he just had Medic Marines. I mean, that is a very, very
Yeah.
difficult feat to do. It doesn't look like much, but the fact is you have to constantly threaten those lurkers. When the lurkers move forward, you have to focus fire on one of them, try to take one down. I think he got one of them once. He might get another one. No, doesn't get another one there. But Jaedong is just forced to move forward very slowly because of those the really good Medic Marine control there. A lot of lesser players would have either thrown their M&M in, or they would have just retreated willy-nilly, and then they wouldn't have had the delaying action that Jaedong was able to, was forced to make. And meanwhile, though, a medic has scouted the lower right, so we'll see if Skyhigh goes for it. But Jaedong has so many lurkers right now that I don't think he can until he gets more tanks out. He does have a few tanks out now. Here's Jaedong's first-person point of view, and he's putting down a couple more sunken colonies, interesting enough, just to give himself more defense against tanks. That actually makes sense, because it'll take a while for those tanks to siege in then. Once he gets that Defiler out, there's a Defiler, I think he'll be in a very good position to take out that large army. Notice how he's smartly choosing to delay his attack. Do you remember that game between Flash and GG when GG just ran in with what looked like an overwhelming force against Flash, but Flash still repelled it with Medic Marines and tanks because they're just so good. And he didn't wait for his Defiler, and this time Jaedong's not going to make that kind of mistake. He's going to wait for the Defiler to come out and then go for this big attack.
I gotta say, I am also very impressed by Skyhigh's play. Jaedong, though, I mean, I feel like Jaedong is playing some top-level play right here. Jaedong coming around the back. He's going to try to get in as far as he can. He's got the Defiler there. It's going to be able to put down some Swarm, but no, he's going to lose almost all those Lings. Oh, man, he's got to be careful. He only gets down one good Swarm, and that's all he seems to be able to afford with that Defiler at the moment. So that's going to be a very ineffective attack. He's going to have to back off because as soon as that Swarm disappears, all those units are going to go away.
Probably no consume. Probably no consume yet. Yeah, that's probably why he didn't get double swarm. Yeah, I think it was just it should be close. It should be finished now, but I think that at the timing of that, it actually didn't have consume. It was just had one energy for skirt! Picks up the science vessel!
Nice.
Wow.
That was pretty good. And another good Swarm going down now. Finally, we get the other Swarm.
Man.
And those tanks are getting hit pretty hard. They're going to survive, but they are very low health at this point. And Jaedong kind of pushing Skyhigh back on his heels a little bit, getting another expansion at his bottom right area where he already had one. And now Jaedong going to get out. He's going to start having a pretty strong economy here. That base is up and running for sure. And I'm hoping we see some Queens very shortly, though. We haven't seen them quite yet. But again, we know that Jaedong is very capable of using them. Although, oh man, Skyhigh managed to get a control group of Marines over there, but Jaedong completely prepared. He's got plenty of lurkers and links to deal with that, so that force is not going to do anything. But it looks like Skyhigh is now moving out with a decent-sized force, and we're going to see if Jaedong is able to repel this with some Dark Swarm action. That science vessel looming dangerously close to Jaedong's Scourges, and Jaedong not reacting as quick as he really should. He's got those Scourges right over there, and he gets a Radiate down on those units, and he's going to catch that. But he does catch that science vessel, so nicely done by Jaedong.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake from Skyhigh, but I gotta say he's playing a lot better, it seems, than it was in the first game. Or maybe the map is just it didn't work against him so much as it did in game one, where Jaedong just set up just a complete maze, a complete funhouse of lurker traps all around the map. Do you remember that? I mean, he just tore him apart.
Oh, yeah.
This game, Skyhigh's doing a lot better against those lurkers, but he still is not out of the woods yet. I mean, he still needs to take down his stop lurkers! Stop lurkers for Jaedong! Oh no! Just as I say that, I get owned by Jaedong, and so did Skyhigh, losing at least a dozen Marines there and stopping his attack cold, just cold. Jaedong, the master of stop lurkers, man, just amazing.
Dude, he totally saw that coming from a mile away, and he proved it. And more Scourge landing. Looks like that science vessel might be able to irradiate. He does, but not before Swarm goes down.
Ooh.
Spider Mines, though, once again playing a huge role in this game. And Jaedong gonna get all the way into the natural, though, with his lurkers attacking that bunker under the protection of Dark Swarm. I don't know if he'll get any further. A couple of units getting caught out in the middle, but does he? He swarms them just in time, and he burrows the units.
Nice.
And those, they walk right through the swarm, and Jaedong stops them. And all those units. Wow, Plague going down, a ton of medics going down, and Jaedong destroying everything here. Skyhigh not able to answer this at all. Oh man, for
It's
Jaedong, yeah.
2009. Yeah, it's
Holy
2009 for
crap.
Jaedong, and he's destroying everybody. That was ridiculous. Did you see that defense there, man? He had two lurkers and just a couple of lings and a defiler, and he stopped cold 36 medic marines and killed them just with pretty much just one control group of units. Just ridiculous play there from Jaedong with that beautiful swarm, and then a plague, and then just more cracklings going in. And Jaedong now with the Ultralist Cavern gonna do a lot more damage. And Jaedong meanwhile walking into the natural expansion with God knows how many lurkers. That's enough lurkers. I think that's all she wrote for Skyhigh. Skyhigh playing a
Oh man.
valiant game here. I gotta say he played a game against the best, and he managed to hold out for a good 20 minutes. But at the end, it's over. GG.
GG.
Coming from Skyhigh.
Wow, Jaedong playing with a vengeance here, man. I think he was pissed off about his loss to Kanata, and I think he's obviously very happy
Exhausted.
there. His eyes are burning. I mean, whenever a player
Yeah.
touches their eyes at the end of the game, if you've played a long game of StarCraft, you know that your eyes tend to start burning after a while. And so certainly I think Jaedong put all of his effort into that game, and it showed. Skyhigh did a very good job completely hanging tough for a while there with Jaedong, but in the end, especially when it started to get to the mid to late game, he could not do it anymore. Jaedong with the brilliant play with the stop lurkers, the great swarms, no queens, but great defiler play, and just too much for Skyhigh to handle in the end. So nicely done by Jaedong. Moving on to the next group, by the way.
Yeah, moving on to the round 32. Yeah, great play there this entire game. I mean, holding off the bunker rush, keeping Skyhigh at one base, using his mutas very effectively, and then switching over to that late game tech that he's so devastating with. Jaedong just playing really well. But I gotta say, Skyhigh, I give him a lot of respect for Skyhigh here. He managed to hang tough against Jaedong, and he had the bad luck, unfortunately, of facing Jaedong twice. I mean, had it been in different matchups, he could have survived this group. In fact, he could have moved on. He beat Jaehoon convincingly in Game 4, and he might have been able to beat Kanata. But Jaedong, looks exhausted. I gotta say, he was probably a little bit scared there of getting eliminated from the MSL once again early on. Kanata really worked him over too in Game 3. It must have been an exhausting 35 minutes. And look at him. Looks like he just wants to take a nap now. He's like, oh, I'm so tired.
That's awesome. Nicely done by both players, man. Thank you for both of you players, all you players, for giving us a lot of exciting games. I'm very glad we did this.
Definitely.
Group. And again, congratulations to both Jaedong and Kanata for moving on. Both played very well. And too bad for Jaehoon and Skyhigh, but I'm sure you guys will have another chance in the future. Maybe not Jaehoon, but Skyhigh most likely. So see you guys in the next game, I guess. Nothing more to say from me.
Nothing more to say from me either. Thanks for watching, guys, and GG's.